took this big pry bar, this old axle. This is the rims that Eric bought to put on this truck. Well, of course the air compressor would kick on. That stupid air compressor, that thing kicks on every time I'm recording. Man, chrome will get you home. Show you more. I mean, it's choked down at least a half of an inch, so that's pretty interesting. We take cash all day long at Rick's Rusty Rick's. In my opinion, is just making it work and using what you got. You know, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on this Dodge. So we got this tiger patch here, and yeah, this is supposedly some good stuff. Welcome to RCindustry. Well, hey, it's Rick here, and today, as you can see, we got the old Y pipe laying here from the Lime La-Ti-Da. And what I'm thinking is, just thinking, but I'm thinking that we can hook this onto the crossover that's down there, and then let it come out the side of the vehicle. We'll have to cut this off, patch that up. Otherwise, we'd have doodles, right? Yeah. So let's crawl under there and see what we got. Okay, well, as you can see here, they've got some like tin cans wrapped around that and some duct tape or something to try to hold that, because this must be broken. So we're going to take that apart and try to patch that up. But when it comes back here, we got homemade bracketry everywhere. I'm assuming that's probably where the, if you can see that, this is probably where the muffler would have been, I'm guessing. And then it comes on back this way. Sorry for the camera work. Then we got a hanger here. So my thought is, if we take this Y pipe and connect it something like this, at least it would be out the side of the vehicle here. You know, we'll get it tucked up here somewhere. That'd be about where it would be. But we'll have to cut off, we'll have to cut this part, like I said a while ago, off and patch it up. And then we may have to figure out a way to, and if it's too loud, if we do that and it's too loud, we can put a muffler in it. I've got a couple of old mufflers out in the shed, but I've also got that one right there. That one might be too big, though, to fit in there between the frame and the drive shaft. I don't know. Anyway, I think we'll just go with a regular pipe and no muffler right now, and then we'll just see how it turns out. So, all right, show you more. Okay, so I'm thinking if we just cut across here where it's cracked anyway, and then patch this up. But isn't it interesting to think, I mean, I don't know how big this is, but comes together. You got two sides, right? You come together and you start down this way, and then this pipe here going to the back on that LTD for the Lime La-Ti-Da. I mean, it's choked down at least a half of an inch, so that's pretty interesting. That stuff's tough. Well, I got the outer pipe cut, but that thing's double lined. Okay, so that was fairly simple. Yeah, that was on there like that, I guess. Yeah, and it's double lined. I guess they did that. I don't when they started doing that back in the 70s, I guess. You can see that this pipe, this small pipe's been crammed up in there. So I'm kind of glad this is bigger, because we can patch this up. And then I wished it was reversed, because this would be a good size to slide over the existing pipe instead of up here. But I think we can make it work. So anyway, that's what it's about. In my opinion, is just making it work and using what you got. You know, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on this Dodge. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on any of them, really, but I don't have it to spend. Which brings me, I mean, to a good thing. So I do want to appreciate all the people that do the super chats and the shout outs and the memberships, because all of that is what's enabling me to keep up with my hobby. And, you know, I know this gets said a lot on some of these channels, but, you know, the more of these junkers I can drag in and save, the more of them there's going to be, because these old vehicles are getting harder and harder to come by. So, anyway, I've got a live getting ready to start, so I guess I better take my attention onto that. But we'll get back to this, and I'll show you more. Okay, so I got that kind of more cut down level there. And then I'm going to take this and cut this and make a patch out of that to go on there. So yeah, let me get this ground off. Okay, so I got my little patch made here. It's going to go on there about like that. We'll weld here, and we'll get it welded here, and then we'll tap this down a little bit and kind of weld along this backside and along here, and we should have it patched up good enough for the old brown bag anyway. So, all right, let me get the welder fired up here. All right, so we got that tacked on there. So now we're going to see if we can get after it a little more. Whoops. Well, that didn't work out so good, did it? Let's try this again. Yeah, I know if I'd clean that off a little better, it'd probably work a little better, wouldn't it? But hey, why would I want to do that? Okay, well, as you can see, we got this welded all the way around that way. And now we're going to weld up across here. And that should be good enough, other than this hole right here, which we'll fill in. There we go, we got that patch put on there, and I mean, it'll work for what we need it to work for. Okay, so what I did was I got down under there and took this old bracket off. This was a chrome one, by the way. Man, chrome will get you home. So that needs to go around that pipe like that. I need to straighten this out because it's got to hold as close to that frame as we can get it. So I'm going to straighten this out. We're going to take this bolt out of here. It'll probably twist off. Get this around here and clamp it down, and then we can get this up under there. Then the only thing we got to figure out is to weld to get this attached to the pipe that's coming over. And I was looking for a piece of pipe around here that was big enough to sleeve it, but it's going to have to go over this. So I may actually have to go buy one. Not sure. All right, show you more. Well, of course, the air compressor would kick on. There we go. Okay, so we went to the old O'Reilly's and we got us this little doogie whopper here that should allow us to slip in over this part and onto the existing part down there. A couple of clamps for that. And then up front, that crossover pipe, the reason somebody had duct taped some cans around it is it's got a split in it. So this stuff This is a patch, supposed to last up to 1,900 degrees. That seems pretty hot to me, so I bought 2 of them. So we're going to patch up that across there. Got us an oil filter, some VR1. I had to pick up a different grommet for the hole that goes through the toolbox. So that's what this is for. And then this is the best thing I could get for a license plate bracket light. So we got to do that. So I don't know, I've got a valve cover gasket coming for it too, because I want to adjust the valves on it. I don't know if we'll get that done before we actually drive it to the car show. I don't even know if we'll get the oil changed on it before we go there. The oil seems pretty clean, and mileage wise it's only got about 200 miles on it, but it's like 5 years old. So yeah, so we might not get this done. I don't know. That car show's coming up, and big thing is to get some exhaust on it so it's not so loud. I mean, it's killer. And you know, we don't have any floorboards in it, so you're listening to it right into the cab. So anyway, I'm going to get this bracket, finish straightening this bracket out, get it mounted on here, and I'll show you. Okay, so you can see that I got that adapter put there, that bolted on. Sorry I couldn't get you down here while I was doing this, but then we modified this chrome bracket that's now all rusty. We got that on there, and that leaves us with this right here, and it kind of goes this way. I'm going to take my cutter and cut this at an angle right there. So I'll show you when I get done with that. Okay, so we got that. That's kind of pointing out this way away from it. I mean, it's still going to blow back towards the tire a little bit. Hey, you know, it is what it is. All right, let's see if we can patch up this stuff underneath. Okay, so this is the first hole we got right here, and there's actually one on the back side of this too. So we got this tiger patch here, and yeah, this is supposedly some good stuff. So we're going to wrap some of that around there and see if we can stop up some of this hole. Now, the first thing you got to do, it says, is take some sandpaper, which we got here, and scuff that all up and make sure it ain't got no oil on it. But it don't have no oil, it's just got lots of rust. So let's work on getting that cleaned up. Okay, so I'm not really sure how this works. Oh, this must be the sticky side here. So I guess you got to pull that off of there. Something like that. Boy, that's tough to get started, ain't it? Oh, well, I think I hit the camera. Sorry, I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm already started now. So let's see if we can get. Supposed to peel this off of both sides, and then the wind's going to blow everything away. Oh gosh. Well, after all that mess, I finally got what I wanted, but the bracket that was up here broke. This stuff does start to stick to itself after a while, because I got that on there and then it was not quite in the right place. I never got it back here where it was supposed to be. So I took that clamp after the one that was built into this bracket broke off and kind of looped it like that. Hopefully that'll take care of that. Sorry for the bad camera work. Now we got to get up there and fix that one that goes across that way. So I don't think I'm going to be able to take you up there. I can't hardly take you in here. So I think that's all we're going to get done today. I got to get kind of cleaned up again, just pick it up again. There's a lot of snow. It's supposed to rain all week. That's crazy. I think we somewhat got an exhaust system on this. I wouldn't say it's A+, but anyway, we're going to get back out here and do some more work to this before we go to the car show. So I'll just show you what. Well, hey, sorry for the interruption in today's video, but I wanted to take this short opportunity to let you know about Shop RCindustry. Yes, you can go to Shop RCindustry and you can get you this trucker's hat. Order online today. We also have shirts, white, gray, and black. And wintertime is coming, so get you a hoodie. We appreciate any purchase you make on Shop RCindustry. You can go to the About section in your phone, scroll down to the very bottom and click on that tab and it'll take you right there. All the proceeds are going back into the builds here at RCindustry. Here at RCindustry, we're making it just like brand used, baby. And now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Well, we need to get back to work on this today. Boy, it's windy, sorry about that. But we really need to work on that. First thing we need to do is get this over by the garage and air up the tires. And then we got to haul trash because the whole back of it's full of trash. And then we're going to see if we can figure out why the front wheels are kind of doing this. I don't know if we got ball joints bad. I don't even know. I have no clue. And then we need to try to adjust the brakes. It's been about 5 years since we did a brake job on this, and I think the adjusters may be stuck. So we need to check that and just kind of look it over. Show you more. Well, it sure is warmer out today. It's about 75, but boy, it's windy. We're supposed to get some storms in here and about 15 inches of rain they're calling for. I sure hope we don't get that. Okay, well, we got to get this rim out of here. This is the rims that Eric bought to put on this truck. And, you know, we gotta see if these actually fit. I think they will, but I think all 8 lugs are the same. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, we gotta get that out of here. And then we've got to fill this thing back up with junk. Let's get busy. Got 12 pounds in it. I'd say we got a leak somewhere. She's been sitting all winter. Gosh, the wind just keeps blowing. Okay, so the plan here is to screw this rusty old thing out of the way because this one won't adjust. And you'll be able to see why here in a minute. Eric went to the junkyard a year ago and got me a mirror off an old Dodge. Woo! Wind is ferocious. That thing's long. See, looky there. That thing, she's not much good. I'd be afraid to try to adjust that. So let's see if we can get to this one. Don't look much better. Let's see if we can get this out of here and get that screwed in there. It looks like it's going to come out. Now, if any of you has got a bracket like this for the left side or the passenger side, or the right side, I guess, the truck passenger side, let me know, because I'd like to have a matching one over there. I actually like these old Dodge. Golly. So if you got one, let me know. I'd be willing to buy it, as long as it's reasonable. Because this bracket won't work on the other side. It's for this side. Because if you put it on the other side, it's, you know, it's low like this. So anyway, all right. Let's see once if we can lube this up a little bit, and exercise it in case it may want to break off. Now I took and shined this up just a little bit with some rubbing compound, and the way you do this, you take a Phillips screwdriver and you loosen those up. That way this little plastic thing will spin in here. Then you get her started on there again, and you crank her in there and tighten it down. This is where people mess up. They try to adjust this mirror without loosening it. Sorry, it's so windy. Okay, so we're going to put it somewhere that's probably going to be close. There, that's pretty good. So we'll gingerly get out here and tighten this down as not to move it. Of course, you got to hold on to your screwdriver. You know, it's best that way. And that's what holds it. Of course, when these were 50 years newer, they probably worked a lot better. But anyway, that'll hold it. Yeah. All right, let's get this junk hauled off. Come on, get out of the way. Come on, baby. Pit shine there. All right, let's load this thing up and head towards home. Okay, so we got this thing up in the air, and I don't want to get under here, but we took this big pry bar, this old axle, and lifted up on the tire there to try to get this thing to, and all them ball joints, I don't see no movement there. So in the A-arm bushings, they appear to be okay. I mean, you can see they're a little dry rotted looking, but they're not missing, you know, and letting the thing move around like this. It doesn't really have a feeling like that when you're driving it, but you can definitely tell the tire is worn. The tires are worn on the inside, on both sides actually. So perhaps it just needs a wheel alignment. I don't know, but I hate to not put it in there, you know, or not try to fix something before we put new tires on it, because we'll just wear the new tires out too. So, all right, let me know down below if you have had experience with this on your 72 Dodge D200. Well, we verified that the rims are going to fit the truck, so now we just got to come up with lug nuts and some tires for them. Okay, well, yeah. I think it's getting ready to rain. It's supposed to rain for the next 3 days, and we're supposed to get maybe 15 inches of rain. So, we probably ain't gonna be working on nothing out here. I moved all the vehicles out from under this big tree, because if we get them 80-mile-an-hour winds again, I don't want another branch going through something. So, anyway, with that said, I think we're gonna have to end the video here. So, you know, we didn't get a whole lot done to the Dodge. And I don't know if we'll be able to take it Saturday to the car show or not. I don't even know if they'll have the car show, being that we're going to be raining for the next 3 days. So, but if we do go to the car show, I'll just take old Blue Brown, and we'll go down and check out what all's there for you, and, you know, maybe talk to some people, and, you know, that kind of stuff. Be sure and don't forget to check us out on all the other platforms. We're on Rumble, we're on MeWe, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, you know, all those places. And we're on X. Yeah, did I forget about X? Yeah, we're on X. Yeah. So, yeah, we're on that too. We're probably on some other things. I don't know. I want to thank all the members, and thanks for everybody who makes comments. I appreciate that. And as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby.